Well, joining us live from Paris is Max Keiser, the financial expert. Max, we were speaking to someone earlier about how this alleged fraud was indicative of wider instability in the financial system. But I think you have an idea of it being more of an analogy or perhaps a metaphor.
Well, Afshin, the alleged Ponzi scheme that has blown up at the Madoff investment empire is really has to be viewed in the context of the broader U.S. economy and the broader world economy. And what I mean by this, for example, is that if you look at America's Social Security system, using the Madoff example, you could say that America's Social Security system is a Ponzi scheme, which in fact it is. The retirees who draw benefits are being funded by the workers who are paying into the system now. There is no fund in the American so-called Social Security fund. It's just a Ponzi scheme. It's new people paying in, paying off retirees. As the economy unravels and as this global crisis becomes more profound, the American Social Security system will in fact take the biscuit as the world's biggest Ponzi scheme. It's a $50 trillion Ponzi scheme. I think when you add up all the liabilities ultimately, and you can make the same case for. But
isn't the point about that? Isn't that a point about that there's a astronomical amount of time, and that they can keep doing it because until the sun explodes, maybe.
Well, what's kept it going has been 25 years worth of growth, so-called. But what we're finding is that as the economy contracts and as jobs are lost and companies are unable to pay into these schemes anymore, the new money that it takes to sustain a Ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme disappears. This is why the Bernie Madoff Ponzi scheme collapses, because the global credit crunch that started 18 months ago started to affect the client's ability to keep adding more funds, which is at the base of the pyramid. So similarly in the Social Security case, as more and more people are unable to pay into the front door of the scam, the back door therefore can't pay off the retirees. So this is going to go the way of I think anyway, the Bernie Madoff empire of scam as well.
And presumably, when it comes to due diligence, this is a heavy indictment of all those due diligence lawyers, those brokers, those all those other financial services involved in deals such as the ones made with this fund. What about the estimates these banks, Santander, BNP Paribas, Nomura, HSBC, RBS, are making of their losses, and how automatically those losses are being reported as if they've quantified the risk, that's it, all's okay?
Well, that's the same game we've been hearing for 2 years, that there's been a line drawn in the sand, they've quantified the risk, and now we can get on with our lives. But every single month they've had to revise those numbers. I don't think these numbers are any different. They're going to revise those numbers again. And the total sum of this catastrophe is going to continue to increase. And you pointed out the role of the advisory business. But in particular, we have to look at the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission in the U.S., they were alerted on several occasions by people who were pointing the finger at the Bernie Madoff case and suggesting that there was, in fact, fraud going on, alleged fraud going on. But they refused to act. And we made a film about this a couple of years ago that showed that the SEC is, in fact, a captured regulator. It's in the pocket of the industry. They're not an independent regulator, the SEC. And you could make the case for the CFTC also, which just passed a whole slew of exotic box office futures contracts that they're working on. What poppycock, what nonsense, as if Hollywood needs to blow up along with Bernie Madoff and Enron. It's absurd, but these regulators are not independent regulators. They're
well, of course,
bought and they're just not independent.
Spielberg was indeed an investor in the Madoff situation, and so perhaps there were friends in high places. Max Keiser, alas, that's all the time we have for now, but I'm sure we'll be coming back to this case. Bye for now.